It's time for a Calf Quest. So, in Universal Studios Orlando, I unfortunately didn't get a chance to do a video on this. And, when I actually went back to Orlando in 2023, a couple years ago, back since 2011, I realized there was a second park, and that was my first time going to the Florida version of Universal Studios Orlando, Park 1, instead of Islands of Adventure. And I gotta say, the ride that I'm talking about is the Hollywood Rockit and Rip Ride Rockit. This was a really fun, intense, like not really intense, but like a really cool, fun back roller coaster. And by my feedback to this is actually kind of cool to this because this ride was actually like a thrill ride. It's super cool with high-tech music. You turn a lot of sharp turns and everything to it. And so the one thing is that it's with a height of 167 feet, 51 meters, and length of 3,800 feet, 1,200 meters, and the other thing is with that, it also reaches a maximum speed of 65 per hour. Wow, that's pretty intense there. And then with 105 kilo per hour, wow, kind of intense. This is on their Wikipedia page if you guys want to see that there for yourself how much is it down the ride. But I just gotta say, just seeing that information kind of like waxed me onto that. Like, woo! Never surprised to see that coming to my expected on there. But also the other thing is too as well is that on the ride before you actually take off of the ride. This is the iPad that was on the ride, and it's just a little touchscreen with all the different stuff that I mentioned before when the next scene that you watch next. So that's a little key thing that was on the ride, which is actually kind of cool. It's like a little, like I said, it's like a little touchscreen. So it was kind of cool to see this on the ride, and it was hard because you only have few seconds to have you start on this ride, so you gotta pick quick before it's too late. And like I did, I just did not know what the song I had, so that's all on there. There's music that you choose from, which is pop music and disco, classic rock and heavy metal, country, rap, hip hop, electric club, and stand dude, and some other ones that are like in there is pretty cool. But the one I chose is the one I forgot. But the ones that I would have chosen is Water Dew by ABBA group, which would have been really fun to listen to on the roller coaster. They also had some other classic ones, which is a really cool one. Don't Pump My Heart, Black Eyed Peas, Pump It, but also for Black Eyed Peas too as well. A lot of Black Eyed Peas songs, which is actually pretty cool. And then Can't Touch This. Okay, that would have been a really fun one as well. Don't Do It Again, Driven Run. And then there's like a bunch of them like in more in between it all. But just surprisingly how much music there was into this ride. It just blows my mind for how much music they took into this ride. But like I said, the whole ride experience was super cool, and you start like launching yourself up when you're going to this hole, all the random circles. The picture of it now to you everywhere, and then it just takes you everywhere. The big photo that you see now is almost the whole layout of the ride, and just everything on there, and just really cool. from there as the huge giant layout and everything. And there, the big giant loop circle. They did have, one of the stuff was like, you were a vertical turn, which was a really interesting thing for that. But surprisingly, I was shocked how much I belonged to this ride. And sadly, it is gone now. But this is my tribute to it, saying that this ride was my only one chance, which I did only. But as you all know, the ride now is now going to be a Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift, the one that's almost like the one in Universal Studios Hollywood, but just with a different twist to it. But that's another day. You guys will see that eventually. But that's it on my take on the Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit roller coaster, which was such a blast being on it back in 2023, and that's all from there. So hope you guys like this video. Subscribe to my channel, leave a button on if I'm posting any videos, leave the comments down below, and see you guys next time only on KevQuest.